Hi everyone, Kirk here with Kirk's Motorrad Shop in Crystal Lake, Illinois, bringing you a do-it-yourself video on how to diagnose the problem that you might be having with your vintage BMW motorcycle and fuel-related issues. If your fuel pump has stopped working for some reason, or the bike is in a no-start condition, whereas the bike will crank, but it won't start. And I'm going to talk about and show you some of the things to check. Hopefully in a relation to the first things that you check versus, going about it in just kind of a haphazard way. If you do appreciate these videos, please do like them. There's a reason that everybody on YouTube asks you to like videos, like and subscribe. It's because it shows the algorithm that there is interest in this channel. And that's really the big reason. It's not because, I need some kind of a confidence boost. That doesn't really matter to me because I know so many of you guys appreciate these videos. Just simply like the video and it will propel it to other people that maybe have never seen these type of videos, these do-it-yourselfers. So also, if you'd want me to work on your motorcycle, please contact me either at kirk@kirksmotorrad.com or through the contact form that's at kirksmotorrad.com. And we'll talk about how to get your bike here, whether you drive it in and work on it, and while you wait or whatever. Okay, I stock a lot of parts for these vintage motorcycles as well as all the current motorcycles, and I'd be glad to work on your bike for you and help you out. But let's get going on this video. So this motorcycle came in, and just recently came in from Florida. And it is in a no-start condition. I thought this is a great opportunity to make a video like this. What's going on is, now it doesn't have a fuel tank on it, as you can see. So I've already gone through the diagnosis. I already know what's wrong with this bike. But I just want to show you guys how to check out your bike, okay, if you're having a problem with it. So if you turn on the key and you hear that little thing, that's just the ABS unit popping in, but there was no fuel pump noise. Now I do have a fuel pump hooked up to this right here. This is a working fuel pump. It absolutely would work if the system was operational, and unfortunately it's not. So this is a 2005 K1200 LT. This is going to be very similar situation if you've got an RT, if you've got an RS, if you've got a GT. It doesn't matter. They all have fuel pumps in them. These older bikes, these vintage bikes, have a fuel pump system that is run through hard wires. It's not run through a CANBUS. This does not apply really to a CANBUS type system. And it's got a hardwire system because it's got wires just literally everywhere, and it's got this big not fuse panel, but this relay box. It's got all these fuses that are in the bike, and I just wanted to show you some of the things. So the very first thing you want to try, okay, if you turn on your bike and you hear the fuel pump running but it won't start, the very first thing that you're going to have a look at is, one, I would encourage you to open up the fuel tank and just open up the cap on the fuel tank and turn your key on. And if you see a whole bunch of fuel moving in there, it's very likely that this hose right here has broken. It's probably broken, or it's got a big crack in it and it's just shooting fuel out of it, and you're not building any pressure. So your fuel dies. That will also happen if you are riding the bike and this fuel line breaks. It's going to lose pressure, and then you're going to be parked at the side of the road. So it's really an important thing on these vintage motorcycles, really on any bike, to check these fuel lines every time that you go in here to check out your to change your fuel filter. Okay, you just when you pull the fuel filter off, you bend these hoses back. I've got videos showing just how to do all of that, and check these lines for dry rotting and fuel damage, like ethanol damage. That's going to be where you start, okay? Now, if you have no fuel pump action whatsoever, the next thing that you're going to test, or at least have a look at, is your fuse. Always check your fuse first. Okay, that's number one. And as I have recently discovered through the help of my great friend John Zeeler out there, John, you're a wizard when it comes to this electronic stuff, and I sure appreciate you. There is a problem here in the climber manual. Okay, a lot of you guys have this climber manual, and if you've got a 2005 and above LT, you'll see right here as we look, it shows box number 2 is over here and box number 1 is over here, and this is the front of the bike. It is actually supposed to be the other way around. This should be box number 1 and this is box number 2. So box number 1 is on the left side. That's this side. Okay, so it's the other way around. Anyways, they're basically the wrong way. So I checked the fuse right away. So it says right here, number 3 is the fuel pump. It should be, you know, that one right there. I looked on the left side of the bike, and this is the one that's on the left side of the bike. So I go and check number 3, and oh, it's fine, right? It's the other way around. Needless to say, it is on the left side of the bike. Just have a look at it and look at it the correct way. So on this bike, so you can see right here, this is our fuse block on this particular model. If you've got an older model, you got 3 boxes and the positions will be different, but this one has the mini fuses in it. Here's the number 3 position, this 10 amp fuse. If I pull this fuse out, we can see, you should be able to see it in the video if I hold it correctly. Let it focus in. Yep, there you go. That fuse is blown. So the fact that this fuse is blown that's the reason that the fuel pump isn't working. But we have to find out, why isn't the fuel pump working? Okay, if your fuse is blown, it blew for a reason, and it's probably because something happened to your fuel pump. There was probably an internal short in the fuel pump, and it shorted it out. And I'm going to go through how to test your fuel pump as well. So again, first thing you want to check is your fuse. That's going to be your number 1 indicator if you don't have any fuel action going on when you turn on the key. So right down here is your fuel plug, your electrical connection for your fuel pump. You're going to disconnect that, and the next thing we're going to try is to apply electricity directly to your plug. Okay, on here you've got a green, there you go, you got a green and a brown wire. Brown on a BMW is always the ground wire, or the earth wire if you live over in the UK. Ground or earth, or if you're in Australia, I don't know, ground, earth, it's all the same. So take your positive and hook it up to your wire here, and then hook up your positive to your other wire, the green wire, and then just touch it to the battery. Now in this case, you're going to hear this pump work. This is my known to be working pump. It absolutely is going to work. However, I tested this on the pump that is currently in the motorcycle, in the gas tank, and it just sits there and goes, ugh, it just locks up. So the pump on this bike is bad. That is the problem. But I'm going to continue a few other things. I'm going to talk about a few other things here. So I've already determined now that the fuel pump is bad. If you, for some reason, have a working pump and you have a good fuse, then the next thing you want to test is power right here at this connector. So get a voltmeter and test it. So in this case, we're going to you know, we're going to put these the power lines in here. We got the green is the positive. If you get these mixed up, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to show negative voltage. But now we're going to, you know, test the power. So I'm going to, if I turn the key on, now right now I don't have a fuse in it. So it's and the fuse that was in there was blown. So it's showing very, very minimal. It's basically showing some kind of a residual voltage that just comes through the system. It's kind of a almost like a back voltage in a way. Now I know that there's no power here. So again, we're going to pretend like the fuse is good and the pump is good, but there's no voltage here. The next thing we want to test is the relay that's in the bike, the fuel relay. Now it's going to be maybe different on your motorcycle. In this one, this is being an LT, it's going to be right here underneath this box. It's going to be the same on some of, like, you know, a similar K bike. It's going to be like the GTs and stuff. They're going to have the same kind of layout and different thing. And inside this box, if you pull off these 5 screws right here, you can pull this top cover away and get inside here. Okay, and the top layer of this is where the relays are. On this one, on this particular one here, we got. Now this is your ABS relay. This is this blue one right here, and I don't know what this yellow one's for, but this one right here, this is the number, I think it's number 3. This is your fuel pump relay. So I'm going to pull that relay out, and the first thing I want to do is test the relay to see if it is good. So there's ways to do this manually, but I have one of these very, very handy tools. It's called a Relay Buddy. You can find this on my Amazon page. They're really inexpensive. I think they're under 20 bucks. They're worth every penny. It's just basically, it's got little slots that you put in here. You set it for 4-pin or 5-pin. In this case, it's going to be a 4-pin. It's going to go in that one because you just look at the pattern that's on the back, and you're going to plug it in. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is hook this up to power. I'll show you in just a moment here what that looks like. Now you can hook it to the battery that's on your bike, or if you've got, like I do, a separate battery, we're just going to hook it up to another battery. It's sitting here. All right, it's testing. So when it turns on, you're going to see it's got a red indicator. Just take your relay, pop it in, and hit test. And you'll hear it clicking. It should go about 10 times and then give you your result. It's either a yes or a no vote. In this case, you can see the light is green. That means that the relay is good. So guys, I hope you got something out of this. I'm pretty sure you did. Again, give it a like, okay? And also, if you do want me to work on your motorcycle, hit me up, Kirk at Kirk's Motorrad, or check me out on kirksmotorrad.com. Contact me through there. Either way is going to get to me, and get your bike in here, get it on the lift, and hey, maybe your bike will be featured on a video. And I sure do appreciate all you guys watching, and I really want to thank all of my patrons out there who have stuck with me over the years and helped me get through just a lot when it comes to working on these bikes, making these videos. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Just as a quick addendum to the reason why that fuel pump was bad, I just took the fuel pump out. Well, yeah. Oh boy. I'm actually really surprised that the insulation is even on the wires at this point. So yeah, this whole unit is bad. It needs to be changed. What a shame. Yeah, ethanol is a terrible thing when left in there too long, and oh Lord, if you could smell inside my shop right now with the stink of this, make sure you change your gas, guys.